got.
You make it clipped off a little bit, but
It's alright for this.
that's with my.
You'll cause the fire.
So you got to speak really close to it, right?
No, I'll amplify it. It'll be like this. You can just go like this.
George doing his open.
No, he's doing his vape.
Do you want to open the window for that?
It is open.
No. But we might get.
There's no smoke detector in here, and also it never happens.
Yeah, there's no smoke detector in our room.
There's a smoke detector in
There's literally no smoke detector in our room.
If we could literally smoke in our room, it probably would be fine.
We could sue
Yeah.
them.
I smoke it all the time, Manchester, it's fine.
In your room?
Alright, sorry, I didn't know we were quite badass.
Oh yeah, we're
Right, so
maniac.
keep the mic roughly like around this distance, I said.
Right.
And so, I mean, yeah, I can always boost it in post, but as you can see, it's not many wavelengths.
You
As
just
I'm
got
peeking it
a
right now,
notification
but did I?
from Discord.
You want about a
No,
10
no.
centimetre distance.
Yeah, sounds good.
Average.
Okay, let's see how long we can do this for.
Average length of what?
That's what most
Well,
people
like a 15 centimetre ruler is like 6 inches, so then 10 centimetres is like almost 5. No,
That's not
and then just
average.
over 5.
No, that's
10
average.
centimetres. No, over 10 centimetres. I would say between 15 and 10 centimetres is average.
Yeah, 5.
I thought it was like 3 inches.
Oh!
We are peaking.
That's probably
Peaking's
me.
fine. That's
No,
just
no.
shouting. That was probably me laughing.
That is peaking. Look at the colour. That's deep ocean blue, mate.
Is that going to be the ear kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
George is just
Ear warning. Microphone users beware.
Is that on the left? That's on the
Microphone
leftovers
users.
list.
No, but headphones.
Microphone users beware. The curse of microphone users.
Watch out.
Shit, mate.
Does that do stuff? It does a little bit. Does a
You
little bit.
shouldn't smack it.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not hitting it that hard, don't worry. Go on.
Alright.
So this is where I do an intro, and so yeah, just so you don't feel uncomfortable with this.
Do the intro then.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TravelPod Ep.0. I'm planning. I don't know if you guys know about
What the
this.
fuck is the travel pod?
You don't know about the TravelPod? Okay, so I'm thinking because you have travelled here. I know it's like I haven't travelled, so it's not really doesn't really make much sense. But it's kind of like if I go to other places and see other mates I've met online. Like say if I do go to Australia eventually, I like to be able to be like TravelPod.
Pack a whole
Cool.
suitcase for your.
Exactly. That whole
So,
thing.
who are your mates in Australia, Joe?
Who are these people?
These
Random guys I met
imaginary
online.
friends.
They're probably the only ones that will maybe watch this anime.
And we've immediately.
Windsor, Newcastle, that's it. You've got 2 episodes ahead.
Yeah, it's great. We're doing great.
Do you not have any friends in America?
Yeah, I do. I do have a couple.
Family.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here making
I'm
fun
all-
of it. It's like I have no friends anywhere.
You can also get people to travel to Cambridge. That might be
Yeah,
the top one to do.
that could
Well,
be
I
bad.
think one of them I'm trying to organise to go to actual Vinland. So I think it'd be quite cool.
In Iceland.
No, in
in America.
Canada.
Yeah.
So where like they actually found Viking houses and stuff. So that'd be
Oh,
cool.
cool.
That'd be cool. But we'll see if that happens.
Where?
So it's in all the way in Newfoundland, so
In
like
Canada?
the east. Yeah, so
Yeah, Canada. mate.
Wait, why are there Viking?
because Vikings got there basically.
Is that the first? That has to be the first people that went across it.
Yeah, first Europeans. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like one of those pub quiz questions. Like, who are the first Europeans to North American people? Were like, oh, it's Christopher Columbus. No, you're wrong. It's the Vikings or whatever. They found
Pub
out-
quiz.
There
Did
you
you,
go.
did you hear that in the pub quiz?
No, I didn't. But that'd be a type of thing I would make. In a
So
pub quiz.
in Vinland Saga, who was one of the first characters to go see the?
Leif Erikson. There you go. Historically accurate as
I
well.
didn't even know that.
I'm
Who
trying
the fuck
for
is
knowledge.
Lee?
He's
You-
the guy
you
with
like
the.
Leif?
He's
Nah,
the
that's
moustache guy.
Ragnaros.
No, you like Leif as well. He was the old guy
That's like 100
with
people.
the moustache.
And the pipe.
That was
This
Ragnaros.
is
We are
all the
literally
same.
mentioning Ragnaros.
Yeah.
No.
No, okay. Leif was an actual dude though. Most of these guys are made up though.
Oh,
What do you mean they're made up? Oh, is there an actual? It's
They're the
based on
historical
history.
dude. Yeah.
Oh.
the
I
historical-
mean, they have, like-
partially.
Yeah, they have like a base.
And they have like they animeify it, so there's like the fighting's like more like crazy.
I didn't realise you'd all watched it.
What
Yeah.
if you
Dabbled.
if you want to watch 48 episodes, you can also join. That's also on the podcast media list if you want to. But it's a bit of a trek, so.
We'll see how well the first one goes.
So yeah, but then like if your mate's from Australia going over, that's like a trek, isn't it? Or I guess that
Oh,
might be,
no.
that's closer than.
No, I've got a couple of American.
What
mates,
flavour is
so.
it?
Right.
Oh, watermelon is the best.
Yeah, no, it's a trek for Aussies.
Yeah.
But Ari is in America at the moment.
I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
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 Not that you guys will know.
So maybe this video comes out before his next media
Right.
digest,
Yeah.
but hopefully he watches Yi Yi, which I had recommended.
What was this thing that you recommended?
Yi Yi, it's a Taiwan film.
Oh.
Taipei film.
Last
Okay.
cried like a little bitch while I watched it.
I did.
Oh, that's
Wait,
good.
what did Lars Cry watch?
That's
What?
Yi Yi.
What's
It's
this?
like it's a film you don't feel very emotionally heavy while you're watching it, and then when it comes to the end, you're also like, what the fuck? Like, you're crying. It's like
Oh, that's a good one.
but it's 3 hours long, so
Yeah.
I would understand if you didn't watch it.
Well, we are going to watch another 3-hour-long movie today,
True.
which will be on our media list, which is Beau's Afraid.
What other lists are there? Do you have your media list?
Well, this podcast list that we're
Have
doing.
we not
right?
shared you the list?
Is it just a media list, all of it?
No, it's like the stuff we decide. So each month we're deciding to watch something. Okay.
It was like a pseudo
salute.
Yeah.
You're peeking on the mic, you fucker. Look at him.
That adds to the hilarity. I'll try and fix the compression later. There's a way to like make it so your loud notes are like cut out over time.
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't going into your main channel.
No, this is going leftover bacon, surely.
How rogue can we go?
George hasn't been on the main channel for ages.
Yeah, it's my
That's
intro.
right.
Where's the camera?
You
There it
have
is.
permission to at least drop one F-bomb.
Have I not already done it?
No, you haven't.
Oh wow.
You dropped more on the punting trip today. You were like,
I wondered what.
you were like,
I-
she's a fucking shit punter.
I didn't even realise I was doing it. I just thought I was being funny.
You
You
were.
guys were laughing.
It was. It
We
was
took-
funny.
I was
Zach-
partially
Zach
laughing
was
'cause-
like,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Was he actually?
Oh,
I thought it was a bit
other
cooler
people
than that.
other people on the boat.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't, they seem to be.
To be fair, yesterday we were like, fuck, and there were like a family next to us, a little Indian family, with like their little kid, and they
Oh,
definitely looked
outside,
over and we were like,
It's Cambridge. I can't believe we're like the rowdiest
yeah,
bunch
we
going.
are.
Oh no, not the park.
Yeah.
That fucking
Oh yeah.
That guy, he
yeah.
was like, what's happening? Blah, blah. And you were like, no, we don't smoke. And then they were like, blah, blah, blah. And then Lars was like,
We have a straight. Well, no, because they said they were like, you've got a pack of straights there, though, don't you?
Yeah.
It was well, yeah, I guess we do.
yeah, that was.
Oh, you broke the riddle.
Guess we do smoke. Just fuck.
Sorry, Mum.
Oh no,
Does your mum
don't
not know about
cut
this?
it out. Cut
She
it out.
does. She does, yeah.
My
She
dad
doesn't.
doesn't. My dad doesn't. I think he hates it.
It was actually kind of a funny story. We went to Sicily on a family holiday, and like they have these color coordinated bins for like recycling different things, and it's like really specific what you can choose to put in the particular bins.
Okay.
And one evening, I was with my dad, and we were just having way too much to drink, and I was just like, I'm gonna have a cigarette. And my dad, he's pretty chill about it. He's obviously like, don't do it, but
Yeah.
he's fine. But and then at the end of the night, I put it in like the wrong bin, and then my mum like the next day is like, we need to sort the bins, and obviously she just finds all these cigarette butts in like the bin. And I'm like,
I see. Oh no.
it wasn't that bad.
Oh,
She's like,
You're a grown adult. Like, what is she gonna do?
She gets angry and complains to me. It's like, does he know the dangers of smoking? And I'm like, he probably does.
That's not your best impression of your mum.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, go on, do it.
I'm not going to do it.
an impression of your mum.
Oh my word. It'd have you like, Jackie?
Jackie, did you say Jackie?
No, when I'm on the computer, and she comes in and she's like, Jackie?
Really?
I think so. Did you say that?
This
right?
conversation's not very inclusive.
No.
I think we just skip.
Isn't it just like a jar on over top of your fireplace? Is that not what it is?
Oh,
A jar? No, it's in
No.
a tree. We just
Oh.
put them in a tree.
Oh, I see.
I haven't visited that tree in fucking 20 years.
Jesus.
Well, to be fair, we've said it.
I have.
I mean, we've said it before, but I mean, I remember that time on Smite where that guy was like, why you go fuck you? I fucked your mum, and you were like, well, that's like fucking an urn. I hope you're happy.
It's every other day. Every other day we play, or every other time we play.
You're always getting. You're riding up the
It's not gonna be long before you're gonna be saying it to George or like.
Yeah.
You're like,
I'm just gonna trauma dump with Jordan one time. He's gonna get comfortable.
you're gonna look
Too
at
comfortable.
you're gonna look at this building. You're gonna go, what the fuck are you doing building
To
polynomial?
be fair, I've had some pretty bad builds, and so has Jack. Jack's actually probably had worse builds.
Yeah,
than
Jack's
me.
got the worst builds in history.
That's true.
He
I'd
looks-
say
he
ADC.
He looks at that colour and goes, red? We're going red, green.
Oh, it's an bridge when it's got red on it.
That's a Sun Wukong build every time.
He's always like, I'm gonna build assassin. And I'm like, all right.
And my assassin's actually kind of sick. My assassin Sun Wukong's not bad, but I did in my brains out. Oh, that's
Yeah,
like-
but at least every other time you use your 3, you're like, oh, I meant a tiger.
So how many times? So
Bird over the
I've
top
actually
of
been playing this character for 8 years.
Was he one of the first girls released?
Wait, that was when it was like Humbats or
Yeah, so
something.
it used to be Humbats.
Right, of course. Because
They
they've actually got like
switched
a
it.
Hunbat skin, which is Sun Wukong, right? Or is it the other way around?
There's no Goku.
Goku?
Yeah, because they have some skins
Yeah, he's
for
Goku.
Hunbats where he looks like a bit like Sun Wukong, I feel.
Yeah.
He's
Like
like a
the
Shaolin
Goku.
monk.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Oh,
so
racist.
Humbats was in it before, but then Sun Wukong
That's
got introduced in like
Sun Wukong.
2013.
Right, so it's still really early
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, so it was before I joined.
Was that season 2?
No, this is beta. This is
Oh, it's still
open
pre-release.
Yeah, I joined in beta.
Oh, shit.
Beta, yeah.
Oh.
I was OG. I got the beta test icon.
Alright, legend.
So does this guy.
Do you? You have it?
No, I do.
Yeah.
So you guys played it on the like actual executable client, like.
Yeah,
Yeah, oh,
we
yeah.
played it on the XP Core.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose
I played it pre-Steam.
You did too.
I did play it.
Yeah, true.
I
We
remember.
played the game for 2
Oh,
months.
that bad.
you can still see people who don't use the Steam client, right? Because they've got like the Windows icon.
No, I think it's glitched out. I think it's
Oh,
glitched.
yeah.
Really?
I think I'm on Windows.
Yeah, mine doesn't say I play by Steam.
Oh, what, as in when you...
Like
Stalk
Smite,
someone
like
Guru.
Smite Guru, yeah, it says what you play on, but like it doesn't work.
So, what are people's feelings about the film tonight? Are we looking forward to it? Are we kind of a bit like?
This is a good idea. I like this idea.
Stale track.
No, I like this idea because then we can reflect on it in the final podcast. Because people don't care about Smite. Like, we're talking about Humbats. Like,
Oh,
who's
yeah.
Humbats?
It's too niche,
One, no one's going to watch this anyway. Apart from us, right? So
I think it would
Wrong
be
wrong mindset.
Ari will watch it. We love you, Ari. But,
Yeah, enjoying your digest series. Camera.
not that one.
Yeah.
Not the PC
Webcam
line.
on the laptop.
Yeah. Oh, we're not that retro. It'd be cool though if I had like a button. We'd have like, and I'd be able to do 3 cameras. So focus on you and then focus on us. Ooh, cool.
But didn't you say those cameras were inconsistent? We're talking about the film, sorry.
Right. So, Ari Aster's third like feature film, I think.
Feature film, yeah.
Yeah. So he's had shorts before. He might have even had feature films before. I'm unaware.
No,
of.
his first one is Hereditary as far as.
Ah, okay.
So that's what I heard from reviews I watched. It was like, new director here, but he's done a lot of short films.
Yeah.
It's called Hereditary. I peed my pants watching it.
So
So feature film is like shown in cinemas. Short films are like ones that are like 10 to 30 to
a
40
waste
minutes.
of time.
Feature film just means that it's like a mainstream film.
Yeah,
Like in the cinema.
yeah,
Like
we're going big boy.
Mario was a feature film.
Yes.
And that was probably the best film.
But no, I think the feature films, I could be wrong, but I feel like it describes much more just like a film which isn't a short film. It's like a long,
Yeah.
you know, it has its like 3-act structure quite well.
Yeah. It's kind of like when we found out that churches are different to chapels because chapels are private churches.
That was cool.
I think
That
Zach
was
was,
a cool
I think
fact.
Zach was talking out his ass.
That no, honestly,
I
that
trust
was
Zach.
really
I
interesting.
trust him. Like,
he did the Latin cathedral.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, because that's where the
Fantasy probably knows better.
yeah Cathedral.
Zach, drop your Insta.
And you're watching this Zach.
My boy.
Right, film. I'm excited to watch it. I'm curious about the structure and how it's going to be engaging for 3 hours. Because the whole idea of it is nonsensical, kind of. It's a bit... There is going to be a narrative, obviously, but how is it going to be...
I've heard this. So the one review I watched was like, some tasks are just going to be like, you won't understand it. Like, it makes no sense, and that's what the fun is in a way. So
Is it horror?
Psycho thriller.
Well, I mean, Ari Aster, he specializes, I feel, nowadays, like, if you look at his 2 other films, they're definitely very horror-orientated. But it's interesting because Midsommar
It's
is
less
like...
horror.
I thought this would be a simple
But it
yes or
is
no.
still a horror... Well, nothing's yes or no in the
There
realm
we go.
of cinema or whatever. Kino, maybe.
Kino.
But... I've lost my point now. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, Midsummer's weird because it's like, how can we make a horror film when all the colours are bright and it's always sunny? It's like, and you can never have like stuff in the dark really. It doesn't really do too much in the dark, which is pretty impressive.
It does like hardly anything. There might be like
There's
one
one scene when he looks in the book and that's like dark. And that's
Okay, but is it a horror film?
I have no clue.
I would imagine it is like horror.
Alright.
I swear but there were a few kind of, you know, they're investigating the shed in the dark, or am I thinking of a different...
Yeah, that's where the book is. That's where the book is.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's like the
It's like let's go into like it's like let's go look at the Ark of the Covenant kind of deal for this like group of.
And they've been told not to do it.
It's like for the
It's the one
passion of
forbidden.
science and my degree.
Oh, I forgot that's what they were there for.
Yeah.
Well, do we know what the setting is of Bozos tonight? Is it Bozos?
Bozos.
It's Bozos, isn't it?
Bozos.
Bozophobia.
His Drew is afraid.
So the storyline, as far as I'm aware, is around. So Joaquin Phoenix plays Bo, and Bo is going to go visit his mother, but he has like extreme anxiety in which he fears like going outside. But I mean, this is before watching the film, so it could be that I'm.
So
well off.
what I heard also is like, it's like through his perception, his anxious perception of the world. So like he'll watch something, and then it's like something that wouldn't probably happen in real life, but that's how he's imagining it because he's so anxious about stuff. But Joaquin Phoenix is the one who did Joker. And that's the only other thing I've watched him in, and he was very, very good.
Gladiator. Yeah.
Oh yes, I watched
He's
Gladiator.
also in a film called Her about like AI. And
Oh
like,
yeah,
a
he is as
relationship.
well.
So he's the bad guy in Gladiator.
I think he might also be in Phantom Thread. So he's a Phantom. The
He's
Phantom
in the
Thread.
new Five Nights at Freddy's film.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
No, of course he's not.
So is wait, no, okay.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Is this going to be set then in some sort of rural place where he goes to visit his mom and she lives in the middle of buttfuck nowhere?
No, actually, I think it's opposite. It's like in the middle of the city. That's from the
I
trailer.
was going to say, in terms of anxiety, I feel like you'd have worse anxiety in that place.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
Wait a
really
second.
hard.
Is the mum? What's the actress from?
Amy Ryan.
Is it
that
Amy Ryan?
Amy Ryan? That might not be her name. If you look it up on your phone. But she is in it. So Beadie in The Wire, the actress who plays her, I think it's Amy Ryan.
BD.
Beadie. She's the one in the docks who discovers the container.
Oh
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
girl.
the one that.
The Office. Have you seen it?
Amy Ryan plays Grace with the Five Graces. We'll find that out though.
Can I see a photo of her? Yeah, sure.
So she's actually also in The Office. She plays Holly Flax.
Can't see that.
But other than that, I don't think I've seen her in too many other films. I think there's actually a film she plays like the star role in, but I don't know very
You
well.
want some films that she's in? She's Birdman,
Oh, she's in Birdman.
Birdman.
Central Intelligence,
That's a show.
Lost Girls is the one where she plays the main part.
Oh yeah, that was
She's in The Infiltrator as well with Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, so she's apparently decent, but the other female lead in I Was Afraid is apparently the best. Like
Actually,
Joaquin Phoenix apparently
okay.
doesn't have much room to maneuver in from what I've heard.
Patty Dupont.
Yeah.
So
Anyone wants to know she was in Last Christmas, Steven Universe.
Steven Universe.
That's like the cartoon, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Very progressive cartoon.
I've not watched it, but that's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tumblr big fans.
Some of the big fans.
Yeah. I think what I'm looking forward to, I think what Ari Aster does well is getting a lot out of the main actor's performance. Like both Midsummer and Hereditary, I feel like have a high degree of like variance in the character and how the emotions they have to portray, and they both did very good jobs. So I'm looking forward to what he does with Joaquin Phoenix, because Joaquin Phoenix is fantastic.
I would
So-
agree much more on Hereditary. I think Toni Collette delivered a really phenomenal
Yeah, she was
performance
amazing.
in Hereditary.
What do
Yeah.
you think about Florence Pugh though in Midsummer?
I thought she was good, but like there definitely was just a bit of a stiffness, and I think that's something I feel about his films in general. The two films. Oh, actually, no, I've watched Munchausen and Bo, the short film as well. But like, there is something very engineered about the whole thing, and
Yeah.
he has a particular cinematographer he uses, and it's all it's all stunning, it's all very pretty, but it's also very like Swedish in design. Even
Yeah.
Hereditary,
Yeah.
where she goes into the attic, it's all like the
Oh.
house is very like modern, like Norwegian, like Swedish.
Swedish style.
Yeah, and it's like I haven't yet felt super engrossed in one of his films. But
True, I don't. But I also think that adds to the off-kilter feeling of his movies.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like, so what you said with like Midsummer, all the characters felt a little bit stiff, a little bit like almost like puppeteered or robotic in a way that gives it a feeling of like artificial. Like this is kind of creepy in a way. Particularly the actors in the cult, of course, which makes more sense perhaps. So
No, absolutely, and I mean maybe like the stiffness. Maybe that's not the right word to use, but I do feel all the like the male characters do feel a bit like over. Like they're very much an exaggeration of their personalities. Like you got the total brogue, the total brogue character. You got the guy who's like all about wanting to learn about the cult, and that's like his one sole focus. And then you got the boyfriend character. I think he's probably one of the more
nuanced ones.
I
saw a lot of people. So I was surprised by the reception. A lot of people felt like they were hating on Christian, so the boyfriend, because like they were like say, oh, he's a bad boyfriend, all this stuff. Which, to be fair, I can understand that he wasn't a good boyfriend, right? But it was almost like.
I mean, that's interesting. Like, is he a bad boyfriend? Like,
he was self-centered.
So I think both of them, because both of them. So what happened is right. So what I got confused is the timeline, because it took them like it was winter when her family dies, and then it's summer when they're going to Sweden, right? But they're talking about going to Sweden in winter. Anyway, there's like bad communication, and both of them should have ended the relationship from both of their perceptions. But then this big thing happens, and so they have to stay together, and they're not willing to cut off the relationship. Yeah. So I feel like both the angles were like the relationship was like not working for them, and then the cult just exaggerated the toxicity later on, basically.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty reasonable point.
You could also, well, I mean, it's quite classic of like a film to not really do huge character development of people that are going to die. They're just going to get cut off anyway. Like their role in that movie isn't just to. I mean, you had an interesting point on it yesterday when we were talking about it, that they kind of represent toxic traits within her life, and I guess that's what the purpose that they solved. So there wasn't a huge need in them to have this kind of character arc to get better, because the whole point was to remove them.
Yeah.
Well, she had the character arc, but almost like Christian got done dirty in a way, and all of them got done dirty, of course. But he got
Is that the boyfriend?
raped. Yeah, he got raped and then stuffed in a bear suit, and then
He got
burnt to
raped?
death. Well, basically, he got drugged, and then when he was inebriated, he was kind of forced to
sexually engage with
the lady by the cult.
When
she fed him cubes.
Make the scene again, so I can't remember it.
So make the scene.
Physical.
And we'll just go circle around you and going, ha, ha.
Oh, it was the habit.
Yeah.
Oh.
So to enter the room. Like,
that
and
was
then all the
twisted.
ladies.
That was twisted.
And then you see, and then there's the frame of the girl, and you see her legs go from this to this, basically.
Yeah,
it is interesting though, because I would consider it like, definitely within the realms of rape and perhaps
non-consensual sexual assault.
Yeah. Which is that? I don't know.
Okay, so,
it's like,
so people get really, really finicky about what rape is.
And I don't want to.
Penetration or whatever.
Dangerous.
But it's not
really dangerous.
Keep going.
Basically, cringe, not based, not cool, bro. Don't do it.
But
Doesn't it kind of? Sorry, I was just going to say, doesn't it kind of? I find it slightly unsettling that like someone has come up with this idea, made it into a film, got actors and paid everyone to like act this out, and then it's the director that's thought of this idea. You know what I mean?
Well, that happens with all those kind of films. I mean, like, look at that.
But it's praised. It's like, it's so like, it's such a good movie, but like, what does it really serve?
Yeah, but if you want to dive into that rabbit hole, there are some really interesting directors like Lars von Trier with like The Antichrist, Gaspar Noé, like Irreversible, Climax, Enter the Void. I mean, those films are fucked beyond belief.
I haven't seen any of them.
I've
dodged them.
I mean, they're like quite
Cuties.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't want to watch that.
Well, we're hoping that with this film, considering it's a son visiting his mum, that it's not going to have that kind of sexual.
Well, I mean, Freudian, psychology is like.
He could go that route, couldn't he? That would be.
Okay. Another thing that mugged me off about Midsommar is I heard some people, and I think most people disagree with this take.
Yeah, what was it?
But it was like, it's like, of course, like the feminine hero at the end would want to kill the toxic men, and she's now happy, and it's like glorifying
feminism
or what somehow. But I was like,
feminism.
but she's in a cult now. She's not happy, even though like she has found her belonging. It's like this twisted like, okay, she's found belonging and found family, a new family which she lost at the start of the film, but now it's like this really twisted, messed up cult. And I was like, I don't think that's positive, even though she's like, oh, she's smiling at the end, so it's a good thing. I'm like,
no one was registering that smile at the end as a happy smile.
okay, I saw this online. To be fair, online has every single take, so maybe.
What was this on? Was this on my anime list?
No, it was on some YouTube comments. So
shit.
yeah,
I mean,
YouTube cesspool.
yeah.
I've definitely seen opinions around like why she selected him. You know, because at the end she has the choice. She makes a conscious decision between
True.
him and another character.
But she is slightly inebriated, right? Is she still drugged up?
Yeah,
Who
true.
did she choose him? Who
So
did she choose over him?
It's like some lady she danced with, like one of the group of the cult.
When they did that, when they
Yeah.
were doing the dancing thing around the thing, and then
Oh.
they were getting fucked.
So
and
she
was
becomes
last
a
one
main
standing.
Yeah.
And so then she picked. When did she pick someone over?
So
what was it?
So you had Christian, and it's like, okay, you are our new Maid Queen. You can decide between our final sacrifice. We've got 8 of the 9 sacrifices we need. Choose Christian or this other girl that you were like dancing with earlier.
She sacrificed her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not a very good girlfriend.
Yeah.
No, but that's like
Serves him right fingership.
she's finding strength.
That's an interesting way of looking at it.
What goes wrong?
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, yeah, I found like every single character frustrating beyond belief. I was like, Mark, Mark, and his
The-
stupid
the-
face.
It was
The Maze Runner kid.
Yeah.
Maze Runner with the Millers.
Yeah, I
He
feel bad.
plays
He's,
like-
he's a good actor, to
He's
be
a
fair.
killable character.
Yeah, he has a punchable face. I feel bad.
When you know his battle jackets and you're like,
But he's fit. He's had a glow up now. He's fit now.
He always has been.
No,
Yeah,
he
he's
was
always-
he was not fit. In Narnia, he was not
Yeah,
fit.
but that's because he's like.
Narnia?
He was in
He was
Narnia.
on Treader. We were talking about the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
No, like
Prince-
the one with Tilda Swinton.
No,
No,
well, yes, but not in, not in that
she's
movie.
not in that one.
So it's in the 3rd movie of that.
Oh,
she's not in
No,
that
no,
one.
I don't
No, she's
know.
not. Well, she may have voice acted in like being creepy, omnipresent.
You got a crush on Tilda Swinton.
Oh yeah, no, she's great. She's like 60 as well.
Plays the
Better.
witch in the first one.
So
She's Doctor Strange, Bald Lady.
Oh,
she's
yeah,
also
she's-
in the Suspiria remake, which is on Prime, and she plays like a male character, which I was just like, what?
Oh, you never watched the Hairspray? The movie adaptation of Hairspray?
Yeah, I mean, is that not by John Waters?
I just know the mother character is cross-dressed. It's actually a male character that plays the mother character.
Yeah, that's is that
Girl.
not Divine? So Divine is Divine's a
No,
really
this is Hairspray, the movie Hairspray, which is like off.
yeah, but Divine's like the persona.
Oh.
They're in Pink Flamingos, which is
Oh.
like one of the most disgusting films I've ever fucking seen,
Okay.
where they eat dog shit.
What, for 2 hours?
This is what Bo's afraid going to be about.
No,
Sign
this is
me up,
completely
baby.
different.
Oh, yeah.
Completely different.
Cursed.
But yeah,
How do you reckon? Does anyone have any theories about how the movie's going to end, or has anyone seen a spoiler about that?
Oh, honestly, I literally know nothing.
No, same.
Carson's going in like a newborn.
Yeah, I'm going blind.
No, everything I've heard. Oh yeah, you haven't seen any of the movies.
Obviously,
This is gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Could encourage you to watch the other movies or completely put you off.
I don't think it will.
Oh, you haven't watched Midsommar or?
Nah, I haven't bothered.
okay. I would have thought like somehow because you normally watch movies together, right? Or
No, I watch a lot of films, man.
oh, I see.
What a legend.
And so you play video.
You could join him.
I could, yeah. I just
So
play
what-
video
what-
games.
you
like
just
that.
play video games?
No. So I watch sometimes films on my phone on the way to work, and David Lynch is not best pleased about this. You know David Lynch?
Rings a bell.
And he did a Razorhead, like Mulholland Drive.
Oh yeah.
But he's like, he has this really famous, or infamous, I don't know, it's like this video where he's like, if you think you watched a movie on your phone, you didn't experience anything.
Yeah.
If you think you watched a movie on your phone, get fucking real or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. It's like, you know.
He's not wrong,
And he's-
but he's also not like.
Yeah, but
Chill
like,
out,
going to the
bro.
theatre nowadays is a real, it's like real, like, it's a lottery. Like, today, horror crowds especially, where it's like, you know,
Oh.
young teens are going into it and just being like, oh sweet, we're gonna watch a horror film.
Get scared, bro.
Yeah, they could, you know.
Wait, what the fuck? I thought David Lynch was the guy who made Sound Fingers.
No, that's David Firth.
No, that's David Firth. There we
How,
go.
what's the guy that's the bad guy in Alvin and the Chipmunks?
I have no clue.
Oh,
Like his name is.
I know who you're talking
Hang on.
about. I don't know his name.
Who?
David Cross.
David Cross.
There you go. Okay, that came
That is
out
it.
of the big memory right there.
But it's really funny that you mentioned Alvin and the Chipmunks because John Waters is actually in one of the Alvin and the Chipmunks films.
Ooh. And is he cross-dressing in that?
No. He's not a cross-dresser. He's
Okay.
he's gay. But there's like a scene where Alvin, I think, like mentions to him that he's watched Pink Flamingos and this is like a kids' film, it's like it's so bizarre. But John Waters, like if you watch one of his films, they're so crazy. They're like kind of fun, but just really bizarre. Like Serial Mom is like I think that's like a good first
Serial
film.
Mom.
Yeah, it's about this mum who gets really miffed about like her daughter's boyfriend and stuff like that, and goes and like kills them. And it's just like it's completely.
What, all of her boyfriends?
No, that's like one of the people she kills, and another one is like some woman who doesn't recycle properly.
So she's like your soccer mum that has finally just lost her wits
Yeah,
and runs full psycho.
That's
pretty funny.
It's a good film.
Okay. That's a funny idea, I like that. I wouldn't watch it probably, but...
I've already done it. It's good. But yeah, I mean, it should be really interesting. The 3-hour length does, that intimidates people, I feel a bit. Yeah, I think, I can imagine that. Like, how many films have you watched that have been longer than 3 hours and you've been, like, able to sit
Probably about the same number of toes I have.
10?
10.
8.
Was
it 8? Is it 10 or 8?
Yeah, you
Why
have
you don't
5
count
toes,
the
right?
big toe?
No, because I'm thinking of the fingers, right? Sorry.
There are very few films that I've sat through for that amount of time and
Avatar.
not been, every single time something kind of, where I feel like it could have ended, I'm kind of like, oh, it should have. When you start to think, oh, this movie should have ended now, you're a bit like, at that point it's too long.
And that's really like bad because that takes you completely out of the immersion and you're no longer properly engaged. Also, especially if you had a bit to drink, you need like your pee period. It's like,
Honestly.
3 hours is a long time.
Or you may have
had
had a certain Oreo.
double stuff.
Double stuffed. What's that thing? Pistachio Oreo. There you go.
So I watched this film quite recently called Return to Seoul, which wasn't even that long of a film, but I really needed the toilet maybe it was like 100 minutes in, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna hold it because like the film's good and I'm enjoying it. But like right near the end, there's this one scene where the girl goes to the loo, and you like hear it, and I'm like, fucking me.
That is the one. That's like Pavlov's dog, like super strong. What does it say? Like if you put like wet water on the guy when he sleeps, like that's like the.
You put their hand in a warm bowl of water and they'll piss themselves.
It
doesn't happen.
Oh, is it not? Oh, right.
I mean, have you tested it?
Yeah, I've tried it on Jack at least 4 times. Last night,
That's why you were hungover this morning. You were just like, God, for science.
I woke up this morning. I was like, "Why's my hand wet?" This is like.
I mean, it would be interesting to see if there's any research into whether there's an optimal length of film, because if the whole point is to be about immersion, you get these people saying you can't watch a film on a phone and all this kind of bollocks, and like that would like suggest that you can't make a film that's 3 hours long where people are going to need to go to the toilet, they're going to start getting hungry, they're going to start thinking about other things because people have lives. Like, can you expect someone to sit through 3 hours and not be distracted?
So, George, what's the most amount of TV episodes you've watched in one go?
Oh, that's a good question.
Ooh, well, that's the good thing about TV series that that it's broken down into chunks, and you can take a 10-minute break in between.
Well, I mean
that's
like anything with the film you can do as well. Like you can.
But
watch...
not in a cinema setting.
No,
Can you remember with like?
No, I can't.
With Barry Lyndon, for instance, and 2001: A Space Odyssey, they actually still, if you get the DVD cuts, like they have an intermission section. So obviously, back when they would have,
same thing with like Sound of Music as well.
Yeah, and I think
Lawrence of Arabia had it.
It was like hella late in, right?
Yeah, it was like it was an hour and 40 minutes.
George, what time is it? We got Korea to go to.
3:45. We still got an hour and a half.
We can
You want to go to the pub?
Oh, Japan!
Japan. We can go to Japan.
Let's do Japan tomorrow.
Okay, let's just do.
Why don't we have an apple spritz before we go to the movie?
Ooh.
Yeah, there we go. Speaking his language.
Just a big old wave like coming through there. Man, yeah. Our mic, my mic technique is awful. I will say this right now.
You sure
It's the
that's
best
even
mic
record?
technique I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm actually curious. Sorry, this is a bit of a it's still in the realm of movies, but I am curious. So, what is your favorite film of all time? It's a really hard and stupid question, but it's one that could.
I think yours was Schindler's List.
Mine?
Yeah.
I watched that once in year 10 and I just
We
got
watched that
bored.
in here.
Actually, no, I shouldn't say that.
Oh my God.
No, I didn't
They were like, when's the dying?
I can't remember.
It's taking too long.
I just I was gonna say a default response of I think
Shrek.
Right. Like Inception was a really good one, but I think that got better when I watched it more than once. Based on like first watch, really unpopular opinion. I know it's a really shit thing to say.
Thor: The Dark World?
No, that was no. So the second
Thor 2?
the second Batman, probably one of the best films I watched first
Dark
time. I was
Knight.
like, wow, yeah, I was like really just gripped the entire
So
time.
you big Christopher
Overrated.
Nolan fan?
Yeah, but
Right.
then one of my
Oh,
other
you gotta watch
favorites-
Oppenheimer then. We're gonna be watching that.
We can do that. But then the
Yeah.
other one that was my
Oh, no,
controversial opinion was X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Which one's that? Is that the second or
Oh,
That is so
my
bad.
god.
Which one is that?
We watched it together,
Is that
didn't
the
we?
one with James McAvoy?
Maybe we did.
Well, yeah, it's not James McAvoy, but it's like,
It's-
oh my god.
I thought it was First Class.
It's when
there's loads more
you know the girl
after
that can
that.
phase through walls, like Kitty, she's called Kitty or something. She's the girl that can go through walls and shit. She gets these powers.
Cyclops?
She can't because you know whatever she does to her body, where she can become incorporeal, whatever you'd call it. She's figured out a way of how to send someone's consciousness, make them incorporeal, but then put their consciousness into a different part of their like in basically send their consciousness back in time. So it's a time traveling one. So I feel like it's kind of interesting in that way. But then I'm also a sucker for like that kind of action movie kind of thing. I find that more gripping. But then also it was, I don't know, it was clever. I liked it. There was a good difference. I have no idea why I liked it so much, but I watched so much about it before going into the cinema. I had like all these
No, that's a great take. I like that. I like it. The take where it's like
super
personal,
popular.
but like there's a reason for it. I feel really bad because like I should have like a back pocket pick that I'm able to be like
Yeah.
whip out and be like, this is probably my favorite. I remember one I really like. I mean, of course, Avengers. When I watched that when I was 12, that blew my bloody mind. That was so good. I remember jumping on the
Which
trampoline.
which one's that? Age of Ultron? Or was
No,
it-
the first Avengers.
Oh, that was before the new Thor actor. Was it the Thor actor?
No, same Thor actor. Same
Is
Chris.
it?
Yeah, it was the same.
I thought he had like a completely different gear with like the
No.
winged helmet.
No,
What? Yeah,
What was
but
it?
so this was the first
I
time
can't
with
remember a different
Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk.
First time he was
Yeah,
the
because
Hulk.
there was a Hulk movie before that where he was a different.
There was different
actor.
Hulks.
Didn't
Yeah.
didn't Ang Lee direct a Hulk film? There's like one of the worst ones. Was it Ang Lee or was it? Yeah, it was Ang Lee.
I
Ang Lee.
can't remember.
Anyway, sorry. So the first Avengers.
So what? But then I'm also like, I also think back to another one I really liked, which was Captain America: Winter Soldier.
That's the one.
That's a good one.
Bucky.
Bucky, I really enjoyed that one. Then Everything Everywhere All at Once, that was outstanding. But I'm trying to think. There's probably a pocket pick. Oh, this is one that's super. Okay, low key. That you guys want to know, Facing the Giants. It's a Christian American football film.
Oh, you know, I really want to
No,
watch.
wait, so
Okay,
what is the one where the guy...
God, please, it's so cringy now, but it's honestly it was
Wait.
like peak comedy. Like when we watched it,
But I
like,
bet it was also like that sentimental experience of like.
it's also one of the most highest profiting movies of all time because they had like a $100,000 budget and it got so much.
Is that the one where the guy couldn't get a kid? And then he like prays to God and he gets a kid?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that
Yeah.
is such...
Yeah, because I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, I watched it with you. That was such...
Did you watch it with us?
Yeah, because your mum was like, I'm going to put something on. And then we sat
There
and
is
watched-
no way
Yeah,
we watched that
yeah, we
together.
watched that.
Oh, that
No, that's better. That's better.
There's,
so fun.
is yeah. So this basically it's like one Christian student. Basically, they kind of like package up like a. It's got a very strong Christian message basically in the core. It's not. It's not like God's Not Dead where it's like actually like this is very frustrating to watch. That was.
Oh,
that's,
is that
that's
like? I remember watching a review of that and being like, "Wow, this is."
This is like let's. It's like let's have a debate,
And
but
does
the script has already been made, and the kid like drops it, and you like expect like I almost expect like MLG music to come on. It gets like the pixel art glasses come on. It's like do 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 do.
Does it actually? Does it reference Nietzsche's like philosophies around his like the God being dead and like how that could be disproven? In
No,
any way?
actually, I don't think it even touches on on Nietzsche at all. Which is now you mention that, that's hilarious. Because like, yeah, because that's like the whole like where the term comes from. Actually, no, Nietzsche may have been mentioned in passing, but it's not like Nietzsche's too too much to unpack for that type of movie. Basically.
Oh, yeah.
So like it would take
I
too long.
don't imagine it's that long of a film.
So wait a second, what is your favourite film?
I don't know. I'm just giving a bunch that like I really liked. I
think
don't back
A favorite film is too hard to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult.
For you. Sorry.
No, it's just like I think it is like it's really hard. Like it's one of those dumb questions, and it changes like probably every week. You think back to it, and you're like,
I was interesting that you mentioned Everything Everywhere All at Once because I thought I started to feel like that was too long at the end.
Really?
Okay,
Yeah.
I
was like they could have wrapped this
So
up.
George watched that after. So I recommended stuff to him recently, and he's like,
Bosworth.
No, George.
Oh, George.
Yeah. So
This is
he's
a problem.
like,
Can you
so
tell
I've
to
gone
change his name?
Say
Like Jorge.
Jordan. So Jordan, he's so he like asked me once for like some anime recommendation. I was, of course, I'm giving him Vinland Saga. I was like, hey, you may like it. He's got Welsh stuff in it. You're Welsh, right? And he's really like season 2, basically. He was like season 1, a bit of a snoozer, right? But anyway, since then he's like asked me for recommendations. I was like, oh, Everything All at Once. That was one thing I really liked last year. It's free on Amazon Prime, and so he watched it. And he also said he's like, I really liked the first half, but the second half was too long for me. And I was like,
No, it just kind
and I
of.
said he was stupid, and I don't want to work for him any longer. So
Unemployed in Cambridge.
yeah.
What about? I was going to ask. I bet the thing is you two. I bet you have good film choices for your favorite. So it's a guilty pleasure and your favorite.
Oh, good.
One that like you know is not a good film, or one that not everyone else would like.
Well, I mean, I know a guilty pleasure, but I wouldn't necessarily say like it's a good film. I think it's shit.
Yeah, that's what I
What is
mean.
it?
That's
Like
what I know.
Dodgeball, I could watch.
No, Dodgeball's a great film. Dodgeball's a
I
great
mean,
film.
like it's great for what it's a comedy, but it's shit in like if I there's nothing to take away from it.
But yeah, but like it's funny. That's the idea, right?
It is funny. Like
It's like if you can dodge a brick, you can dodge a ball. It's a
You
classic.
can touch traffic.
the wrench, I find funny.
Yeah.
Shots the range. He breaks every single bone.
So what's like your serious then?
The Spirited Away.
Ah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Nicholas Cage's favorite film, according to an AMA he did on Reddit.
So you got an anime as your favorite film of all time?
Because it's not anime. I like to think it's a realm that's
Okay.
not anime.
Oh, no.
It belongs to
That's
the
a
same-
fair take. That's a fair take because like anime fans will be like, it feels like a Disney version of
Oh,
anime
shit.
in a way. That's what.
Whoa. It's tenfold better than any anime
Yeah.
I've ever watched.
Yeah, I mean
His
it's a
work is
fantastic movie. That's
His
another
works
one.
are like by far better than any anime I've watched.
And would other Ghibli pieces be close in
Yeah, Princess Mononoke. But like, I just think Spirited Away is just the best.
There was a recent movie that came out about a door in like a pool of water.
Suzume.
Susan.
Yeah, and there was like a cursed cat that was like fucking around.
That was
with
the one
the-
we were talking
Yeah,
about.
it.
We were talking to you about your name
But
last night, right?
that's anime. In
Yeah.
my eyes, that's more
Oh,
anime.
So,
Well,
so your name that you would consider like anime?
yeah, I'd consider anime. Well, I'd consider like anything that Miyazaki's works are just kind of it's more art.
I feel like we have this conversation every time we sit down to do a podcast. It's like, what is anime?
What is
And like,
anime?
it's
What? Minions is anime. In
Minions.
Japan, Japanese people were called Minions and Despicable Me anime.
yeah. Well,
Well,
anime is just
hot take.
animation, right?
No. It's just like their word is like a short because they've taken the English word and the short like
Oh,
shorter.
animation.
Yeah, animation.
Oh,
to anime, right?
Oh, okay.
Obviously, I'd be trolling, but kind of not as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good. That's good. We got the flames.
Go on, Lars.
Oh, it's not. I wouldn't even really describe it a guilty pleasure, but I do really like Trainspotting by Danny Boyle.
Yeah, that's a pretty good film though.
Is that
Yeah,
the Scottish
it
one
is.
where
It's not
they,
really a
like,
guilty
depression?
pleasure, that's
No, we've got a good film and guilty pleasure.
No,
No, but that's
my
not your
guilty
favourite.
pleasure.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a guilty pleasure.
exactly.
Why do you feel bad for watching
Yeah,
Trainspotting?
I don't feel bad. I just don't think it's like.
I need you to have some sort of complex after
Yeah.
watching this movie that makes that
I
need you
think- I think it describes really well the pattern of addiction, and like, if you think about the various addictions the characters face, for instance, like not only the heroin addicts like Begbie and Renton, but also what was the name of the character? Who's the guy who wants to fight the whole time?
The guy who played Hitler in Rise of Evil.
Was he Begbie?
I can't remember. Spike. Spud.
No, Spud's the other guy who's a heroin addict.
Carson, is your mic turned on?
It is.
Oh dear.
But anyway,
Speaking not so loud.
Oh.
Nah, he's
I
quite
must have set it
quiet.
up
Yeah, I'm quite
badly.
quiet.
I think I set it up badly.
but I find that just because it's like it's not the most like I don't know. I find that I would it's not really guilty pleasure. No.
Yeah, can you just name a film which is a guilty pleasure? Like Legally Blonde, I see you watching every now and then.
Mean Girls?
Mean Girls.
I don't. Like
Mean Girls is not a guilty pleasure film.
It's just good.
It is just a good film.
I don't
I've not
like
watched it. I think I
don't
watched
know.
clips of it.
Okay, it's still a good film.
George,
Well,
it
we
would
need
be
to
your
watch it
type of
together,
film.
George.
Yeah,
We have to get absolutely fucked tonight, and then watch it tomorrow on a hangover. Get some takeaway, and it's not a guilty pleasure film. It's actually just soul repairing. It's
Yeah.
It is like it's really like lauded on like Letterboxd, which is interesting.
Such a comfort watch.
Oh, really? Okay.
Your guilty pleasure is probably something like a 2001 Space Odyssey.
I love 2001: Space Odyssey, but one of my new favorite films probably is Koyaanisqatsi, which is like a pseudo documentary.
It's not
seen
even.
it.
I don't even think you said words when you said that. I don't
Someone's put a
understand.
bunch of images.
It's not images. It's video.
Video, sorry. Someone put a bunch of video. There's no talking. There's nothing. It's just music playing and video.
Okay, so Lars, if I get into this, you won't like it anymore. Is this how we're doing it?
But basically, yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
I'm trying. I noticed that you were getting into films, and then I was like, "Fuck it, I need to black and white. I need to watch Southern Tango, like a 7-hour fucking art house film by Bellatar." And I don't know.
A24 is like, was it A24?
A24. A24 is like that's pretty mainstream.
Yeah, exactly. It's too mainstream now. You gotta go deeper.
Yeah, but I mean, also like YouTubers I follow are very typically like very art house.
Yeah.
Oh shit! It's almost 5.
No, it's not.
It's 4. Pop.
Pub.
Pop.
Well, thank you for sharing, everybody.
Your fans.
Thank you. That was-
Thanks
Any
for
luck
tuning
in
in
catching
to
those killers? There's one actually.
That's
that is a good film.
Yeah, fucking banger. But that's not a
Yeah.
guilty pleasure. That's just a good film.
Yeah,
No,
what's the name of the director? Edgar Wright? Edgar Wright? Is that his name?
Edgar
Did
Wright
you-
is just for
Hot Fuzz.
yeah, he's
Did you direct the Cornetto? Did you do the Cornetto trilogy? Did you do all
Yeah,
of
yeah,
them?
he did.
Okay, yeah.
Chicken Run 2.
But
not this year.
it's got none of the same actors, so it
It's got
hasn't
Zach Levi
got
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
because he said something about Jewish people one time.
Yeah,
That's-
probably.
Oh, well, we were talking about this yesterday, and let's just touch on it very quickly because you were talking about how Olivia Colman, who is a fantastic actress.
Was she in Doctor Who?
No, I don't think so. But she was in The Father. Did you watch The Father?
She's
She plays Mama Bear in
she's the
Boots.
queen as well.
Yeah.
and she's the queen in the
Oh,
crown.
and you know the girl that plays Danny in Midsummer plays Goldilocks in Puss in Boots.
Really? Very cool.
I looked her up last night because I was
She
trying to
plays. She
find
doesn't play Goldilocks, does she? She plays.
Yeah.
She plays Mama Bear.
No.
Olivia
Midsummer.
Colman plays-
Yeah.
Oh, Florence Pugh. Yeah, she
Midsummer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Florence Pugh is my crush.
But Olivia Colman's also in
Your crush.
Mitchell vs.
My
Machines.
crush and no one else's.
I won't contest that, George. I don't want to fight you.
She is in Mitchells and the Machines.
She plays the phone.
She plays the phone.
Yeah.
So what was this point about Olivia Colman?
Oh, she's also in
Yeah.
Peep Show.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's like one of her biggest.
I love people.
Okay, I tried to watch the first 4
Yeah, it's
episodes,
gonna
and
be
then the first 4
interesting.
minutes, and I absolutely despised it. I was like, this is the worst show. It's free on YouTube.
Is it?
For UK viewers only. So if you get a VPN,
Yeah, I mean,
It's
you
classic.
will.
And they
I
go
hate
straight
it.
into our sponsor, NordVPN.
yeah. Today, NordVPN, people
But
don't
you would-
spend
you-
money on
You,
random
you,
stuff.
you would also hate the in-betweeners, I feel. You might like it a
Probably,
little
I
bit
know
more
watched
because
it.
it's a little bit more relatable.
I
Have
think-
you watched The In-Betweeners, George?
I watched the film, not the series.
No,
No.
wait, what?
Such a people. I don't know why people love it so much because it's kind of like.
The film's way worse than the series.
Yeah,
in
the
my
film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the
Oh,
series
yeah.
is way better.
Coach, don't believe them.
I got put
Don't believe them.
You don't want to be the only one.
Actually, the book's better.
The manga of In-Betweeners.
Guys, trust me.
Alright, well, I'm going to put my mic down.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks
Thanks,
for
guys.
joining us on the TravelPod numero 0.
Well,
What's zero?
yes,
What's 0 in
yes, yes.
German?
Positive.
Where?
Nulf.
Nulf?
Is Nulf it? No.
Have you got hay fever?
No, I think I'm just going eyelash.
Which one? I was talking to the mic. Like, which one? Tell us which one.
Well, that was 50 minutes.
Did you want
guys.
to look?
I'll just take the L.
That was 50 minutes.